But on the left, they're willing to vote for Joe Biden en masse, even though they know it's going to destroy everything. And they completely ignore breaking news facts. And they're wrong on every story. I mean, just go down the list. I think someone tweeted, I should pull up the Instagram image. Somebody was pointing out every major story, Russiagate hoax, Covington, Jussie Smollett, Kyle Rittenhouse. Now add 2 more to the mix. The January 6th story. We got an acquittal. Yeah. It's not trespassing. The cops let him in. Oh, get ready for this wave of narrative implosion. Now the Whitmer story. 2 people not guilty and mistrials. The whole thing. Hunter Biden laptop. Yep. I'm sorry, man. When they just believe things that are repeatedly debunked, they're a cult.
I completely agree. Yeah, I can tell. And this looks very much like a religion to me. I was raised in a religious environment. And while I don't think that was in any way a cult, you can definitely see some of the overtones. You have your priests, you have your acolytes, you have unforgivable sins, you have original sin, which is obviously in our instance would be like being white, being male, all of this other stuff that you can't change. And I would say definitely this extends to women as well, because if you are not fully feminist, you are a sinner, you're cast out. And if you're like Candace Owens, you're cast out as well. It doesn't matter what shade you are. The only thing that matters is connection to this ideology and complete unquestioning devotion.
I've got a definition of cult. This is from Wikipedia. This is from Wikipedia, I think. Social group with socially deviant or novel religious, philosophical, or spiritual beliefs and practices. So deviant or novel, meaning new. So the word cult doesn't have to be negative. It's a new idea. It can be a new philosophy that a bunch of people are rallied around.
Colloquially, it refers to a group of people who will not have their minds changed by facts and adhere to a group structure regardless of reality.
Well, I don't think this is a particularly weird thing. I think this is actually very normal, right? Like, your vast majority of societies throughout history have been mediated by some kind of value structure, right? You have to have a coherent cultural understanding of like who you are as a people and what your values are. And so you have to have something by which not only people judge their lives and the value of their lives, but also the ways in which they defeat their enemies and climb in social standing. So this stuff, your devotion to this stuff is, yes, it is a way to find meaning, but it's also a way to obtain social status, which is why it's so important to signal your constant agreement with the current thing, right? Because if you're not that person, the person next to you is, and they're going to climb above you. So I think it has a lot of different functions, and I don't think it's anything particularly unique throughout history. We're just seeing it because it doesn't have an explicitly religious nature, because it doesn't have an explicit holy book or someone at the top who's the Pope. We don't treat it that same way, but it has pretty much the same function.